Rob Edwards' Middlesbrough side have won 4 of their opening 5 games and are currently top of the Championship. But can the former Luton Town manager lead Borough back to the Premier League? Let's find out. Here is Middlesbrough's best starting lineup with everyone fully fit. In goal, we have Solbrun. He's been at the club for about 8 years, I think. He's a homegrown lad. He knows what it means to play for Middlesbrough. It's his first season being first choice and he's settled into those gloves really well. 3 clean sheets from their opening 5 games. The first of the centre-backs is Luke Ayling, someone with a lot of Premier League experience, and he's brought that to this team and looks very solid in their defence. Next to him is another player who's been at the club for a long time, Dale Fry, been at the club for 10 years, club captain. He missed a game against Preston due to an illness, I believe, but obviously once he's back and fit from that, he will be into the starting lineup. And then we have Alfie Jones, the first of the summer signings. Middlesbrough's transfer window this summer has been incredible, and someone like Alfie Jones coming in from Hull has looked very solid in these opening few games. Both their fullbacks are summer signings. Callum Britton is another one, just like Alfie Jones. It's early days into their Borough career, but if they continue how they have started, they will have a very good career at Middlesbrough. On the opposite flank, we have, of course, Matt Targett, coming from Newcastle United on loan, and he's looked very good. He's already got a goal and an assist, and has just brought a lot of that experience that he has from playing in the Premier League to this team. In the midfield, we have one of the best midfield duos in the Championship right now, Hayden Hackney and Aidan Morris. Hackney, another one of these players that forms the backbone of the team, that is from Middlesbrough, from the local area, knows what it means to play for the club. He turned down a big money move to Ipswich in the summer because he wants to play for Middlesbrough, and I really like that, because a lot of clubs, a lot of the big clubs, are kind of moving away from having the local lads. If you look at Liverpool, for example, yes, they had Trent Alexander-Arnold, but since he's left, it kind of feels like Liverpool's best starting lineup doesn't have any English players in it whatsoever, whereas with Middlesbrough, they of course have Solbrun, they have Dale Fry, and they have Hayden Hackney, all from the area, and form that backbone, which I really like. And as for Aidan Morris, the fact that Middlesbrough have managed to keep both Morris and Hackney at the club this summer is incredibly impressive, because those two players will walk into a lot of Premier League clubs, and I don't think there'll be too many question marks over it at all. So the fact they've got both of them is going to be such a big game changer for them this season, just like it was last season. And Aidan Morris, the fact that he hasn't gotten into the American national team just yet is quite surprising, because he should be on the plane to the World Cup. Up front, of course, we have Tommy Conway through the middle, someone who is a bit overhated, I feel like, by the Middlesbrough fan base. You know, he's got a brilliant work rate, he knows how to finish, he's a good striker. Yes, they have signed David Strelic now, but I think it's more likely that they play together. Strelic's not necessarily an out-and-out winger, even though he has played a lot of different positions. He's more of a second striker, so I think we could see them both start together, and I think it's less likely that he comes in and takes Conway's place. It's more likely that they play together. And then of course on the opposite side we have Sven Naipan coming in on loan from Manchester City. This guy looks quality. I don't think it would be that ridiculous to see him starting for Man City in a couple of seasons time. Genuinely, he brings that X factor to that team. The game against Preston, of course, took on about 4 or 5 Preston defenders, left them all in his dust, and scored. Well, he didn't score, but he set up the goal for Matt Targett. And you know, he just brings the X factor. If they can keep him fit for a full season, he's going to be a great player for them. But this team, it looks very strong. They have that good mix of players who are solid players like Dale Fry, like Alfie Jones, and players who will bring that bit of X factor like Naipan, like Strelic, and also that really good core to that team, the backbone to the team that Hayden Hackney, Dale Fry, and Solbrun all bring. Speaking about Middlesbrough's transfer window just quick, because the window they've had has been incredible. They've signed so many good players like Alfie Jones, Callum Britton, Matt Targett, Sven Naipan and David Strelic, and also got other players who have not even included in this starting lineup who will play big minutes this season. It's one of the main reasons why they will be right at the top of the table come the end of the season. But another big reason for that is Rob Edwards and the job that he's done. I've spoken to quite a few Middlesbrough fans who've all kind of said the same thing, where Michael Carrick at the end of his career at Middlesbrough as manager was kind of a bit predictable. He was a little bit out of his depth. He was taking too long to make the right choices. Whereas Rob Edwards has come in, he's brought a stronger mentality to this team. He's brought a much better game management, and he just looks like the real deal. And he's obviously been to the Premier League before with Luton Town. He did a great job getting them promoted, and then they had a couple of tough seasons where they had back-to-back relegations. But at Middlesbrough, I think he's getting the best out of this group of players. And like I said, it is early days, but unless there's some sort of big injury crisis in this squad, I think the Middlesbrough will be promoted this season. And I really want to see them back in the Premier League. It's been too long. It has been too long. Just one more player that I want to talk about though, Morgan Whittaker. He's been starting a lot of games for Borough, and I don't think he's necessarily done enough in those matches to warrant him starting. Obviously, in the game against Preston, when he was substituted off, the big talking point from the game was the fact that his away fan base, or his fan base, was booing him off the pitch, which is never nice to see when a player doesn't necessarily deserve it. Like, he hasn't been playing well, but he's not come out and publicly criticised the club or tried to force a move or something like that, which I think is what warrants, booing your own players. But I think Rob Edwards handled that situation incredibly well. It's always going to be a bit risky when you kind of call out your own fan base, especially a travelling fan base, but I think he did it in a way that has kept the tensions down. And obviously it depends what happens in the next couple of games with Whittaker. Will he be starting? If he does get substituted, what will happen then, and those type of things. But I think he handled the situation well, and it's the best way really to do it. But either way, let me know what you think in the comment section below about Middlesbrough this season. Will they be a Premier League club come next season? I sure do hope so, but let me know in the comments below. Until next time, Hive out.